Hello, Mohan. This is Shuang. I just record this video to show you the login application I've created for the assignment. This is a dynamic web project, and it's built based on Tomcat 7. I use the MVC pattern, which stands for the model view controller pattern. So it's in my case, the modern the controller is the servlet classes I've created, and the view is JSP files for login. Okay, let me show you the things I've created here. First is JSP file. This page is like the index page for the login. So there's only two things here: the user ID and the password. So user can just enter their ID and password to log into their account, say. So if they success login, it will jump into this success JSP file and print out the user data there. So in my project, I've created three classes here. First is servlet, which is the most important class, I think, in this project. Okay, let's see. Because I built this thing based on Tomcat, so its servlet extends the HTTP servlet, which provided by Tomcat. You can see the source file from here. I use the doPost method to get the request from that page and can send the response. Okay, it's very simple here. I just create like two local variables. First is the user ID, and another is the password for that user ID. And I send and I get the primary for the user ID for the request, and then I generate a login service, which is the service class I've created here. I just hard coded the user's data in this class, because I do not have the connection with the database. If you so in this service, if you want to connect to the database, you can use JDBC to query the data for that user. It's pretty much the same concept here. I just for the demo, that's it. Okay, here's a Boolean class I've created for the authenticate. So in this class, it will get like two primaries. First is the user ID, and another is the password. I do not have too much to justify if this how the user ID and password is, because I do not have the database. I just use it if the password is not null and it's not all space, so it's false. So otherwise it will be true. Okay, and another function in this service is get the user data, get the user details, which only like pass the user IDs parameters into it to like, so that we can get the user data from the this user class. The user class is like this. It's just a class which has two parameters. First is username, and another is user ID. Then you can use getter and setter method to like get and set the user data to get and set the user data. So let's back to our in this get user details, it will just return the user object I've created. The beauty of this is that you can return the whole object and at one time, so that if the user have some additional informations like addresses or some phone numbers, stuff like that, you can just get it from this user object. And let's back to our servlet. Okay, so this is the result from the authenticate. If it is true, right, I've created a local user and which get the user object from the login service. So this user object will get from this service I've created before here, and then I can use two methods to pass this user to the JSP file. First is just pass along with the request itself, and another kind of method is to pass an object called session object. It depends on you, but I prefer to pass with the request. And there also has two ways to jump into that success JSP file. First is just send the redirected to the JSP file you have, and another is like create a dispatcher, which can also jump to the JSP file. But this dispatcher, the beauty of this dispatcher is that it can forward the request itself from this file, from this servlet, from this servlet, and pass the request and response to that JSP file, so that the JSP file can directly use the request and response from this page. So you don't need to send another response, another request. That's the beauty of it. Okay, let's just see the success page I've created. It's just a standard JSP page, and which has a counter. This counter is using for as a timeout. Say if you stay in this for the security reason. Say if you are staying in this page for like more than 30 seconds, it will just show it shows a timeout, and maybe, or you can jump to another JSP page or just back to the login page. It depends on you, but for demo I just print out the timeout in the text box which I've created here. And if the login is success, it will say hellos from two kind of ways. The first is from the session object I mentioned before, and another is like it says from the request, directing request from that login servlet. Okay, let me just run this, and you can see how it works. I just run this on the server. Okay, so in this page it has user ID and password. If you do not input anything, or just input space here, it will nothing will happen, or just into like this, right? But if you like input the username and just a random password, it will display the username, which is A1, B1, C1 from here. I can use B, right? So the password, I just randomly input some password because I do not have the database here. I just submit the query. It will shows counter here and login success from here, and two kinds of output from the session object or the request. After it count down to 0, it will shows timeout words here, which you will see in just a few seconds. See? Yeah, it's here. Okay, that's pretty much what I have done for this. Thank you.